So, yes, today is my birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to me. October 6th. We're starting on the actual bones of the skeletal system. Woo-hoo! And learn their location and names and their functions. Just to let you know, there's 206 bones in the human adult skeleton. It's not quite as bad as it sounds because a lot of bones are paired, so you have just a left and a right. So once you know the name, that covers basically two of them. So like you have the left and right parietal bones in the skull. And traditionally, the skeleton is divided into two parts for learning. You have the axial skeleton, which is the skull and the vertebral column and the thoracic cage. And then you have the appendicular skeleton, the arms and legs. So those are the appendages, the appendix, the things that hang off of something else. Okay, so the arms and legs hanging off the axial skeleton. So we're going to start with the axial skeleton. That includes the bones, which is a plural word of the skull. Yes, I know we often think of the skull as a single bone, but it actually has, there's actually 22 bones in the skull, plus 3 in each ear, plus the hyoid bone, which hangs down here. So it's done with the skull. It's actually not, it's sort of part of the skull in a way, but it's really more associated with the trachea and providing support there. But anyway, you have a total of 29 bones from basically here up, and not including the vertebral column. And I know it all looks pretty intimidating when you look at the chapter, and I won't kid you, it is a lot to memorize. But if you get it organized and follow the study guide, I've laid it out for you. You'll need to know all the bones. And for the bone markings, which are the projections, the things that stick off bones, and depressions, things that are hollowed out parts of bones, and the holes in the bones, the ones that I want you to know are in bold. So, and I did that because some of these markings we'll learn later on. So we're going to learn all those markings that are in there, but some of the ones we're going to learn later on that are more applicable to later on stuff like the cranial nerves. You don't need to know all the foramen for all the cranial nerves for this test. You'll do that in the cranial nerve test later on. And so let's see. That's for the skull, and for the vertebral column, you need to know how to distinguish cervical, thoracic, and lumbar vertebrae. Know what the differences in those are and how they fit together, and the parts of the ribs and how those fit with a vertebrae, and how they fit with the sternum, and which ones are true ribs, which ones are false ribs, which ones are floating ribs, how many ribs there are, those kind of things. So you need to know all those kind of things. Need to know all those kind of things. There are two sets of PowerPoints. One's for the skull, one's for the vertebral column and thoracic cage, so watch both of those lectures. I also have some demonstration videos of how the bones fit together. I did those, that was last spring. So watch those as well. Those would be part of our lab activities. We'd be looking at how the bones fit together. So in total, it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes worth of lecture. And you're also going to want to read the book, which is Unit 9, Axial Skeleton. Do the pre-lab and post-lab exercises in the book, and do the activities on Pearson. And also for review, if you want to, you can go to Pearson's Practice Anatomy Lab and look at the pictures of the bones. Those will be found in the study area, launch study area, Practice Anatomy Lab. Click the button for Practice Anatomy Lab 3.1 or PAL 3.1. Then you'll see the human cadaver or anatomical models, either one of those, and you can click either one of those, and it's the same pictures, and it'll take you to, and you can pick axial skeleton, and then skull or vertebral column or thoracic cage. So I know it's a lot of clicking to get there, but they do have some really pretty pictures. I might do a supplemental video using those. A few of those pictures, you can spin them around like the skull, and you can see different angles, and that might be useful. I don't know. I'll look at that and see. I haven't decided yet. So, and let's see. So lastly, next week is fall break. So yay, no class. That gives you some extra time to catch up and catch your breath. Thank goodness. And also you have extra time to read and study. Yay. I always hated it when my professor said that over vacation time, but it's really true. It does give you a little extra time. So use it if you can, if you're not going out of town. So that means that the quiz 7 over the axial skeleton will actually not be next week. It'll be the week after. So it'll be due by October 22nd. The posting of material for Lab 8 will be on October 20th. And As always, if anybody wants to review this stuff in person or has questions, you can Zoom with me. I'll be available Thursday night if you want to, or I can set up other times. So let me know if you want to have a group session. That's fine. We can do that too. Otherwise, email me, text me, or call me with questions, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.